Emelia, and I'm joined by my wrestle pal,
Al.
Al. It is our anniversary show.
It's our anniversary.
Wrong song. Yeah, different songs, but I like to do the ooh-oohs.
I know.
Dude, we've made it to 3 years. It's gonna be officially like when we released it. We're recording on the 4th. And that's kind of what we did. We recorded on the 2nd or the 2nd and released it a couple of days later because we're busy. We have lives. But wow, it's been 3 years. 3. Can you believe it? When we started out, like, did you think there was like an expiration date on this?
I had no expectations, but also expectations. I think also in my head, I'm like, we're gonna be so big, which was not a but I mean, it's like
it's
good
okay
thing.
to feel that way. It's okay to feel that way.
I was like, this is fun, but then I was also like, I don't know what we're doing. It could have ended like 3 weeks later, and I would have been like, well, we tried it because we had been trying this we've been saying this for what, like 6 months before. We're like, everyone's like, you guys should have a podcast. You guys should have a podcast. You just all you guys.
I don't know how to do a podcast.
No idea. No idea.
No idea. No.
You were the one.
A lot of YouTubing, a lot of like studying. What is the best way to go about doing this? How do we start? Oh my god, so much work. But no, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. We just not familiar territory.
To be fair, you always say I do a lot of work, but you were the one who figured out how to put it out. You said, hey,
this is true.
I found out how to do it. All right, let's do it. And I was like, sick, let's go.
Gang, let's go.
My, have the tables turned.
Wow. How the turntables have turned. Or however that saying goes. Was that The Office? No. I forgot what it was.
Anyways.
Anyway, 3 years. Happy 3 years. I'm so proud of how far we've come. And, maybe everyone's measure of success is different. But the fact that we're still operating, even through the pandemic, and the fact that we still love wrestling so much, even though I don't really watch a lot anymore, I still love it. Like, there's just something about wrestling that, it's like if I walk into a bar and it's on, happiest day, like, oh, thank God.
You're like, hell yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of one of those things too. I think Ella was talking about it, like being a woman and you're kind of like embarrassed or, you feel shamed for liking wrestling, but how different things are 3 years later, where we're just so excited to talk about wrestling to the point where there's people who feel comfortable to go, I love wrestling, by the way. Like, I heard you like wrestling. Me too. I used to watch with my dad all the time. Like, it's kind of still hush hush, like nobody understands me, but we understand you. We get it because we love wrestling too. And so I think it's just such a wonderful thing that we still love it so much. And then also people feel comfortable to talk about it with us, like just randomly out of nowhere. Being recognized for it, like at a bar, like, are you a Kayfabe Queen? Damn, I sure is, bro. Like, it's awesome. It's awesome.
That also happened the last time we went to WWE, not this one last month, but before the pandemic. I'm going to the bathroom and somebody else, Kayfabe Queens. I was like, me? Hi. It's cool and it's weird.
Yeah, it's so cool. I think it's great. I love that door is open now. And like I said, people feel comfortable to talk about wrestling like lovingly and not with shame.
I used to have a lot of shame about wrestling. I don't know about you, but it would just be like, it's my thing. I could watch by myself and nobody else gets it. And then I'm gonna go do my regular thing with my regular friends and I won't talk about it. Can't talk about it because they won't get it.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been around, like from Golden Age WWE with my family, and also high school with like the Attitude Era, and just gross boys. Really, like they were catering to exactly who they were catering to, and it was not me. So I was like, ew, I hate this so much. But at the same time, I liked it because my brother would be like, "You want to go meet Shawn Michaels?" I'm like, "No, ew, no."
Should have met Shawn Michaels.
Always there. It's always been there. Yeah, and now it's like it's still a part of our lives. You just have those weird moments where it clicks for you and you're like, I'm in love.
Oh yeah. My number one. We joke wrestling's our boyfriend.
Wrestling is our boyfriend. It's true. Yeah, that's true.
The only thing I've ever loved.
I have time for it.
The only thing I've ever loved is wrestling.
Right. So, do you have anything lined up, like any prompts or anything?
Got nothing. I just
figured go.
I did, but I'm just leaving this one just to reminisce. I know.
Yeah.
I think we do it every year, but we just like remember our humble beginnings.
That black or like that brown,
the brown wall
with the breakfast nook set up.
I did love that breakfast nook though.
I didn't have go-go yet either. I don't think.
No,
I didn't have go-go yet.
It's wild to see who we were like 3 years ago.
I know.
Like the glow up.
I know. It's crazy that and it had to be like in 2 episodes because the way it was recorded, and oh my god, it was a different time. How funny 3 years ago could have been so different. Like we were just so ill prepared. Our phones were not ready to be like recording us.
I'm doing everything wrong. Like I'm looking literally at my phone for half an episode. Like I'm creating our.
We're using music.
We're copyright
music. I mean,
we could have got shut down first episode.
I mean, our first guest was like someone who's not really even into wrestling. He just happened to meet a wrestler or like be in her presence, like our friend, but still,
yeah,
not wrestler. Did not know much.
We took him to Best of the West. Today is the first day we ever went to Best of the West together.
It is one of my favorite stories to tell because it was at the Bitwise Beehive, and I kind of work for them now. How full circle, just full circle. And today was a day of sharing your first memory of going to one of their locations because they have like 3 in Fresno. And of course, I shared that one because I was like, I was there 3 years ago.
Did you know it was
a wrestling event? I didn't know it was today. I just knew it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, I just happened to open Facebook and it was like 3 years ago we were at this show and I was like,
dude,
that's wild. I knew it was this week.
The universe just saying like, good job, honey. I was like, what?
That's why. And then when I looked at it, I was like Bitwise Hive. I was like, oh snap, she like works there.
In that company now. Oh my god. And yeah, it's like, yeah, the changes we've gone through from that dark brown like espresso colored room, bad lighting,
awful. We didn't have any lighting.
We didn't have ring lights.
Nothing.
Oh my god.
We didn't. Nothing.
Yeah, I got this beautiful mic from our friend Samantha Retton.
Yes.
She also was podcasting for a minute. I'm sure she'll come back to it. But yeah, dude, the changes are just insane, wild, and it's only gonna get better because you know it'd be nice to invest in some like good equipment, like just and also stuff that we could like travel with and interview with. Because I think that's the next logical step is taking it on. Like the cute little mics are great. I love that idea, but ultimately you do want it to sound. Actually, they do sound good.
They sound okay.
Real. They sound really good. They pick up everything.
We gotta get clip-ons. We gotta be professional.
Yeah,
that's what I want. Lapel ones.
Can you hear me?
So it like doesn't ruin your fit, you know. And we don't have to like. That's what I want.
Yeah,
but it's wild.
So okay, with that being said, go ahead. Yeah, you go.
Sorry. I was gonna say it's wild that like when we went to Best of the West, we hadn't put out the show, and we're just like we're gonna go to wrestling because why not? And we were just like, I don't know anybody here. We were in just the 2 of us. We saw like Brody King and Chris Bay for the first time, and we're like, right before
loudest chop I ever heard in my life. Whew. Loudest chop I've ever heard in real life or even on TV. The loudest chop I've
right
ever
next
heard.
to us.
Like he chopped him so hard, he felt bad. He was like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Oh, that was bad. I feel bad for that one. I was like, oh my God. He chopped his soul out of his body.
Yeah, he did. But it's
So we saw
so
Brody King, we
funny.
saw Chris Bay.
We saw people who became our friends. We had no idea who anybody was. We saw like you'd already seen AJ Kerr, shout out, and
not too like far from that show.
yeah,
Though.
you're like, oh yeah, I've seen him before.
I know him.
Yeah, you're like, I've seen this before, and I'm like, cool, sick. That's when I discovered my dude Kyle Newport.
Newport.
How
just
dare
kidding.
you?
Just kidding.
Like, just so many people, like friend Marcus Erics, like who else was even at this show? 1%, West Coast Wrecking Crew.
Oh my God,
it's so
really
wild. Everyone was babies in their career, and it's just so fun to like be on a journey with our show and on like people's wrestling journey.
And the thing about that specifically is like it's kind of like a phenomena amongst the fan community. Like WWE was everything. Every podcast was about WWE. Raw, SmackDown, the reality shows. That's what every podcast was about 3 years ago. And like I think there's something snapped within all of us. We're like, let's support local wrestling from the East Coast to West Coast. And now all those like podcasters are not talking about WWE exactly anymore. There's something about like seeing someone as a baby in their career and like starting off small and just like growing like massively. Thanks really to social media too, because the way we use it as fans is kind of like, hey, they're canceled. Let's watch this now because this is tight. And then it's like, hey, they're going to be in your city. They travel. And then you get to go see them and you're like, ah, and you're treating them like a mega star because that's how you see them. Like you think they're larger than life people, but they're really regular ass people, like chilling in the background while you karaoke Carly Rae Jepsen. But you still just go like, ah, screaming inside.
We would have never known. I didn't know who Nick Gage was 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
3 years ago, we were like, oh, we don't like deathmatch wrestling. It's too much. It's not our thing. It's cool. Like,
I mean, I like independent wrestling and high flyers, but all that blood is just too much. Actually, I can't say that because I did watch a lot of ECW, so I was really familiar with bloody matches. That wasn't me exactly because I did like those. I would see Terry Funk like on the bridge, like on the brink of death, and I'm like, why are they letting him do this?
I was definitely no, I'm not. Like I was like indie wrestling, great, cool, love that. But I was like, not deathmatch. And now I don't know what happened. Something in this 3 years, just seeing
bloodthirsty.
I'm bloodthirsty now. I'm a monster. I'm not that same.
We're like sharks. They gave us a taste of blood, and we're like, ah.
We would not have went to our first GCW show like 3 years ago. I don't know if we could have handled that.
Yeah, yes, we would have. Yes, we would have.
Probably.
Of course, any opportunity to go to a wrestling show.
I'll never pass a wrestling show up. But that's just right. Like the fun times we've got to go to so many shows and sometimes be a part of the shows.
Yes.
And just going into shows now, like the last time we went to Best of the West, and I'm like, it's just funny to me, just like how cool it is to be like, oh, they know who we are because we see each other time, and you're like, hey, and it's like respect and it's fun and you're friendly.
Yeah.
And it just like, it's so funny to think like 3 years ago, I was like, I don't know who any of these people are.
I know. Yeah. They don't know who I am. Crazy. Well, I kind of still like, and I this is just something I worry about internally, being perceived as like a bitch or stuck up because I won't go engage with people. And my perspective of it is like, I don't want to be a nuisance or a bother to them. Like I'm giving space, but sometimes it can be perceived as like, oh, who does she think she is? She's too good to come say hi. And I forget that sometimes you can be perceived that way. So my goal was to, at least going further into the podcast, is to try to get over that fear of like burdening people, because ultimately acknowledgement feels really good. And I'm going to try at least to put myself in the shoes of them and just be like appreciative of the work that they do, because it is so hard to do and it is hard to train. And especially if you're an independent wrestler, you don't have a lot of time to do it. You're working and trying to like support yourself. So I to me, I'm like, I just don't want to bother them, or I don't want to be perceived as like trying to flirt with them or anything. Like I try to give them the space, but little do I realize, like, or know that they're like, hey, acknowledge me.
Acknowledge
I did a
me.
good job, didn't I? Acknowledge me. And I don't think do that. And it's just something I think it comes from childhood, not wanting to bother someone, because they seem busy, or mind my own business, like, leave them alone, stuff like that. And it's probably something I've carried over from childhood. But I think going further, it is important to, because it does feel good when someone comes up and says, like, hey, I love your show or something. And like, I don't even think to do that for others, because I don't want to bother them.
I get your point of like not wanting to bother people, and I definitely do that when we go to bigger shows, like when we went to GCW. Yeah. And even though everybody's walking around, I was still like, oh, I can't, because I was a little overwhelmed. Yeah. But I also understand the point of like, especially because we're women in a wrestling space that's male dominated, to look like, oh, we're just gonna talk to the boys, and it's like, no, yeah. I just want to compliment your match and be like, yeah, cool, like, nah, yeah. Dude.
And that's just inner misogyny and misogyny in general. The fear is that it gets back to that, you've been perceived as someone who's just chasing the wrestlers, and it's like, no.
I think I think there was a time, and I think like when we before I even met you, like decade and a half or so ago, whatever it was, I think that was a thing where they would see a girl who would always go to shows, and they'd be like, oh, this one's like always trying to get with the boys or something like that. Mm-hmm. Or I know I actually was perceived like, oh, you're dating one of the boys. I'm like, no, I'm just here to work and watch wrestling. Like, no, dude.
I just love wrestling.
But I think as a culture, and I think now this time, the whole culture has changed where they're like, you know what, women do just want to watch wrestling. I just want to watch wrestling.
Oh, we want to watch it, and we want to talk about it.
I want to talk about it.
We want to critique it.
I want to judge you. Yes.
We want good gear. We're going to talk about your gear. We're going to talk about your boots.
Am I going to say, like, yes, do I, like, is there hot wrestlers? Of course, but there's tons of hot people all over. But that's not the whole reason.
Time.
Hello. I just want to talk about
your match. I can walk into a Target and the security guard is cute, and I'm not going to go say anything. Good job, man. You're doing a great job.
No.
Keeping us secure. Appreciate it.
You gave that man a mask. Good job.
Good job. You're doing a great job. You're very attractive. Okay, bye.
No. I want to watch wrestling. So, but I get your point of like not wanting to perceive. Like I understand it. So I just let you leave, and I'll be the one that says hi to everybody.
I will work on that. I just feel so awkward.
It's fine.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what it is.
This past 3 years, we've grown a lot as people. We've done a lot of internal work, you guys. I don't know if y'all can see our growth, but it's fine. I understand it, but like, we're cool with these people. Like I tell you, I'm like, these are our friends. We see them all the time.
Yeah. I don't know if you, so remember when we went to go meet Dolph? You got the poster in the back right there. I don't know if you could tell, because I just know how I felt that night. I was so tired and irritated. You know how irritated I was.
You were irritated.
That's not because of you or anybody else, just because of some situations that were happening. I was really annoyed. And I felt so bad because I could see it in the picture when I do my pose, and Dolph is like being so sweet with me. And I gave him a look like, just take the damn picture. But I know how I looked and felt, because that was how I was looking and feeling. I don't know if you could see it feeling. I don't know if you can see it in the picture, in the video, in my Instagram. But like, there's like video of me running up to him to take the picture, and I pose, and then he's like trying to like engage with me, and I'm like, take the picture.
And that's why I have to yell at you, Shawn Michaels.
Oh yeah. Like, I was so like out of it. I was like, I just want to get this over with. And
it was like,
3 a.m. Shawn Michaels.
It was 3 a.m. A lot had happened before. It's fine. It worked out in the end. Dolph's amazing.
It did, but I saw my face like, oh, I feel like such a jerk, because I was like, hurry up and take this picture with me if I could go.
I just felt like you were,
when you were spending time. I wanted to make it fast because you had spent time with him, and I loved that. And like, I wasn't gonna converse with him about like Motley Crue like the way you were.
Guns N' Roses.
I just want to take my picture, get my signature, and go, because there are people behind us who still wanted to see him. And you were like, you took a good amount of time, and that's great. I was so happy for you. And I was like, yes, take all your time. Take it. You can have my time. Like, I don't even need to take a picture. Like, just take all this time for yourself. And so it was like, hurry up and take this dang picture with me. Dang, hurry up. Sorry, doll.
I was getting like nature. It felt like you were my mom taking me to meet my favorite wrestler at this point. Because you were like, I'm tired. And I was like, I'm so sorry. It's so late. I didn't know it would be this late.
I wasn't mad at you at all. Like, and I know that's just someone who comes like from a point of like anxiety, like, oh, they're mad at me, or she's mad at me. And like, I was not. You were not even. I was like happy for you. I needed this to happen for you. But the people around were really pissing me off. And I was like, you're like, I've never seen you this mad before. I'm like,
never.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to get me upset. And I was getting very upset. So, but it was still so fun in the end. And I love that I have that memory that only like maybe I would know if I saw it. Like, I'm so annoyed with him.
Yeah, so annoyed. The way it came off is like you were tired and kind of just like, oh, I'm taken aback. So I don't think it was anything like, oh,
okay. It's just so funny. He's like, hurry up, sir. I'm so tired. Yes, you're cute. Like, hurry up. Let's go. Let's do this.
Love my life. Love him so much. That's a dream guess. But
yeah, attainable, I think. Anyway, we've done a lot of work, like you said. We've grown a lot as people. Even the way we talk about ourselves, or to ourselves, has changed a lot. And like, I'm so proud. Like, I'm just so proud of you. And you're out of your comfort zones all the time. And I will work on getting out of mine. Because it's hard. It's really hard. And you know that because you've had to like get out of your comfort zone a lot. Like, a lot of what's happened in the last year has come from just a lot of our conversations of like, well, what's the worst that can happen? If they say no, they say no. That's literally the worst.
And no one said no to us yet. I'm waiting for it.
Yes.
I'm waiting. I'm prepared for a no, but no one said no yet.
Isn't that beautiful though? Like, it's kind of with that biggest fear of like, oh, the rejection. I don't like rejection. I've been rejected a few times and it hurts. So, rejection is not something, but it shouldn't stop you from at least trying. And that's the thing we learned, I think, and you specifically, because you're the one who does all the networking and like the messages. If you get an email or a message or anything, it's from Al. If there's an answer and it's weird, it's probably me. For some reason, I decided to answer.
I usually tag it Al.
Yeah, Al. And then that's when I'll be like, oh, that's my cue to put me at mine. That way they know whatever this weird message is, it's from me.
I just took it over. I was like, I guess. But like in the beginning, I don't think we knew what we're doing. We were like, oh, maybe we can interview people. But we're just like, I don't know what this is. We're just gonna talk about wrestling. Well, it was more
like reviews. Like, we would talk about wrestling. Like, we would watch a few pay-per-views, let them accumulate, a couple of shows, and talk about them or review, that. And I still love doing that. I still love doing that.
We will always do that.
It's good to talk about it, because it really helps you like form your taste, like for what you like, what you appreciate. And sometimes people will be like, hey, I heard you talking about this. You should look into this wrestler. And then you're like, oh shit, that wrestler's really good. And then, it's just things like that are important. That's why I like to watch other wrestling shows, or because I want to see what they're going to say. And they're like, oh, this wrestler is really great. And you're like, I've never heard of them. Let me go check them out,
And that's how, you always were like, oh, I like this person. Like, I heard about Tony Deppen because of you. I heard about Chris Statlander because of you. Like,
oh man. I feel like I'm really out of touch right now with like a lot of things because I have been trying to make a lot of life changes that are working out, but like I've in doing so, I've managed to give myself some time now to really enjoy the things I love, and so I can fit wrestling back into that equation again. And I have been watching more, specifically AEW, and not WWE.
It's whatever. I mainly stay up to date with AEW. I'll watch SmackDown. I fall asleep to Raw if I like remember, because E's champion and I love Big E. It's
thing.
Yeah, it's like people I like. which also is also a big change for me, because like 3 years ago, I'm strictly a WWE. I'm only watching WWE. I'm only like, I would never make time for anything else. I'm not watching a lot of indies or whatever. And now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna broaden my horizons.
GCW is streaming. PWG is streaming. Like it's a well, and the reality is it's a lot more accessible, especially with Twitch being a thing, and just like streaming services making them available now. And YouTube also. I mean, YouTube was always a source of finding cool matches, but now like, you know, PWG and GCW, or well, like GCW is already leveled up, but you know, all these smaller promotions are able to put their product in your face now because of like streaming services. So much has changed in the last 3 years. Like we could be on Twitch, and you know, have like sponsors and stuff like that. I mean, it's possible. It's just changed. The game has changed a lot.
That's wild to think. Like, we didn't know what we're doing. Now we're like,
oh no,
getting interviews. And I also like that we're very West Coast. I like I want to talk to more people, but I like spotlighting our West Coast people.
Yeah.
Because we see it. And I mentioned this a lot. We see how great our talent is. And I need everyone to see it. I want to showcase that. And I want to do more of that.
Right.
I want to talk to more women. I want all of that. What do you want to do this year?
This year, I would love to have more women guests, or they, them, femme, any like non-male identifying guests. Specifically. No offense to the guy. Listen, I love men. Don't get me wrong. I love men, but I mean, like honestly, when I met you, the excitement was that you were a non-male and I could talk to you about wrestling and you wouldn't mansplain things to me. And that we were like on even footing. You were more knowledgeable in certain areas, I was more knowledgeable in certain areas, but it didn't matter because we loved wrestling. And I didn't feel like I had to prove my like cred to you at all.
Name me every Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah, exactly. And like honestly, like the what is that one competition from Mark World Order?
Oh, King of the Marks.
King of the Marks. Yeah, I was really intimidated because I'm terrible in situations like that, and I will not be able to give you one answer. Like I just can't give. I just don't retain that information like that. You know, like people can remember like stats, you know, and things like I can't. Like I was there, I saw the pay-per-view. I'm not going to remember that, you know. And you're able to do that. You're able to remember certain moments in history. You know exactly which SummerSlam it was. You know what year it was. I'm incapable of retaining that information. I know how it felt to watch it, but I don't remember the day or what pay-per-view it was or what year it was. Like it's just impossible.
I am a stats guy.
But yes, you're a stats guy. So my goal, like ultimately, I would love to network with more women, specifically wrestlers. And that's why I love Ella and all of our other friends who are podcasting, because they are talking to those women wrestlers. And like just I followed when Tumblr was a thing. My favorite Tumblrs were the ones that spotlighted women wrestlers and Joshi wrestlers. Like I was following those closely because I wanted to see women like growing, because you would hear them say like, oh, my heroes were like Eddie Guerrero, blah, blah. And then it started to turn in my heroes are like Trish and Lita. And then it started to turn into like my heroes are Sasha and Charlotte and Bailey. And it's like, whoa, the evolution of like the way women are being seen in the business is so different by the little ones. The little ones are coming up and going, I love her. I want to be just like her. Boy and girl and non
everyone
identifying. Yeah, exactly. Non-binary. And it's so cool. And that's like, that's why I would like to spotlight you know, femme non-binary wrestlers in our podcast if we can. It really just depends on who's available and schedules, but ultimately that's what I would like to see in the next year row.
Yeah. Who's gonna be the first?
Ooh, I don't know.
Not saying I have any ideas, but I have some ideas.
She has some ideas.
That
happening, putting it in the universe. What about you? Like what about you? Same question.
Oh, same thing. I really would love to talk to more females, non-cis white dudes. Love y'all. love y'all. Everyone, every dude has been super supportive of us.
Oh my God,
Everybody's so great.
amazing.
No shade to y'all. We just
No
want to talk
shade.
to ladies. You know,
We like little ladies. It's just
but
like
it's
to
different
kind of
when
put context in, like that brunch we went to with all of the like podcasters and just like content creators. It was just like a beautiful moment, so much so that like one of the staff were like, what do you guys do? And then like you find out that they love wrestling too. They're like, you're here for wrestling? All you guys like wrestling? Oh my God, I love wrestling. It's like, it's just like those moments make everything worth it. Like all the stress of trying to get our schedules together, even being exhausted going into filming an episode, it just makes it like, yeah, I love doing this. I just love doing it. It's so fun. I mean, going up to it, be like, man, I'm so tired, or I'm so hungry, or but ultimately, like when we're in it, we're having so much fun doing it.
yeah. I want more ladies. I want more time for this. I want to put more time into this. It's not that we don't love this, it's the time. But that's what I want. I want more travel to more shows and do interviews there with cool people. That's what I want. Just keep going and
just let it evolve and grow
yeah.
organically.
Yeah. I think it's natural. Those are natural evolutions.
Yeah, I mean, we've been given opportunities that are super cool, like, and we say yes to just about everything if time allows it. And that's usually our biggest enemy, is time and schedules and just busy lives. Like the last couple of years have been really tough for both of us. We were both working full time. And like my job was taking its toll on my mental health. I was going through breakups, plural. It's just like moving
a pandemic.
Like there's just been so much and we still managed to make content. It wasn't a lot, but we did what we could.
Yeah.
When we could.
Yeah. We've had opportunities that got a little missed with the pandemic, but hopefully they're still on a table. Can't say what it is, but hopefully they're on the table.
Something else will come, like there's going to be something that comes along eventually, like because we're just having fun. Like I want to, it's like my brother was just visiting and he was talking about an instance where my nephew, he took him off the football team because ultimately the coach was like, these kids can't play because they're not that good. My nephew was one of them. And and he was like, the kids were like, are we going to play? And he was like, no, we kind of want to win. And my brother, that got back to my brother, and he was like, you're off. You could still play football, but not for them. And so he took him off the team. And that's kind of like how I feel for us. Like, I just want us to go out and have fun. We don't have to be winning. Let's just like have fun with it. Like that's why we're here. That's what we're doing. We love talking about wrestling. We love going to wrestling. And even if it's a 6-hour drive, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to do it so we could get there because I love wrestling.
Maybe plane rides. Maybe. I don't know what we're going to do.
Ooh.
I don't know what the future holds, but I would,
It's open. It's open.
But yeah, more traveling, all of the fun stuff. But like we're talking about like wanting more ladies and more femmes and non-binary people. But like when we started, I think there's only not very many lady podcasters, not very many femme podcasters, people of color podcasters. And the way it's like blown up is wild. The fact that we could go to brunch in Vegas and meet other women who are part of this community, and we get to be friends with people, the people we've met. Like that's what I love. Like my inner 12-year-old who didn't have any friends that watched wrestling is like screaming right now. Like,
right? So cool.
And it's not just like, oh my god, he's hot. It's like, nah, this match was so sick when they did this, and this is technical, and this story, and this everything. It's just amazing. I just get so happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. It's the best.
And like I said, we've gotten like every person we've ever had in the show has been super supportive. Every wrestler we've ever met is like super supportive, like, oh yeah, that podcast, they'll follow us back and they want to share our videos we've taken at shows, and they're so appreciative. And I'm like, I love that. Thank you. Like,
Yeah, it feels good.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think we have some questions. Should we do some
Okay,
questions?
great. Let's get into it.
Little questions. We said I asked.
I thought you were gonna have cue cards ready.
Wouldn't that be sick? I'm not that prepared. Screenshots. But I asked people to respond with different questions. They did not have to be wrestling related. This might be.
Oh
This
yeah,
might
you were
be
like,
more.
how open are you to answering questions? I was like, I'll answer anything at this point.
Okay. Okay. What's your favorite Street Fight character?
Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Chun-Li. Chun-Li. Like since I was a baby. Well, not baby. I was a little kid. But Chun-Li was it for me. Chun-Li was it. She was just so cute. I came out of the room. Chun-Li.
Remember when AJ was Chun-Li?
Yes.
I didn't play a lot of Street Fighter, so I mean, as my default.
Well, of course, my favorite. It's either there's only like 2 women,
right?
And like Cammy was tight. Don't get me wrong, but I loved Chun-Li. She was so cute with her little outfit.
It's a real good outfit.
I've never dressed as Chun-Li. I'm gonna have to change that. Also, I would like when I got to change her costume to pink, because of course it went straight to pink if I had the opportunity. Pink, pink, pink. And then I get to like da 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 in pink. It was so cute. I love Chun-Li. She's my favorite.
Next Halloween, I need you to be Chun-Li.
Okay.
So pink. You can be pink Chun-Li.
But the pink Chun-Li.
Oh, that'd be sick. Oh my god.
I better get on a Stairmaster though, because she has thighs.
She's thick. Wow. People are really trying to start drama. Who would win in a fight?
Elle, you already know that you would win in a fight. Like there's no contest.
I've never seen you fight. I've seen you pissed.
I've never been in a physical altercation before in my life. No. I don't know. Just because I watch a lot of MMA and boxing and things like that does not qualify me to be a fighter of any kind. I won't let someone beat me up. I will defend myself. But you ever have those nightmares where like someone's trying to fight you and you try to hit back and you can't?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I had a lot of those growing up, and I was like always afraid, like, what if someone wants to fight me and I don't know how to fight? Ultimately, yeah, in a fight, I have to say I think you would win. I think you kick my ass. Although I will try to get you in a chokehold of some sort. I will rear naked choke your ass. I will try at least.
I've never been in a fight either. Like I told you, I've learned to slap from Stephanie McMahon. Like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes.
I learned how to chop from Trish Stratus, and I learned how to slap from Stephanie McMahon. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm scrappy. I have choked out my best friend. I believe
you were scrappy.
Yeah, I just put my arm around her like I was jokingly choking her, and then I squeezed a little too hard. I didn't chokingly, haha. And then she was like, "Oh my god, you're freakishly strong." And
you're
then I felt
strong. Bad. And you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Not bad. And she's still a little salty about it.
You do. Okay, wait. You do lift heavy things. You are very strong. You are very strong, and like, if anything, I will have to rely on my height.
Yeah.
And I will have to try to get your back and choke you. If I don't, I'm dead. I'm dead. It's over for me. Because you'll slam my ass. It's over for me. Those are the things I have to do.
I hope it never comes to that. I hope we never have to fight.
Oh gosh. No. Why?
I don't know. People want us in a Hell in a Cell too.
Over
it's
wild. Are we fighting over Tony? God. I don't want him. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Wild.
So wild. That was a good question though.
People really just want us to throw down, I guess.
I'm getting so red. It's because I'm drinking.
Oh.
I'm celebrating.
Oh. Okay. I guess these are too similar. These are more serious questions. How did we come up with our name?
There were a lot of different ideas because before the podcast, there was a zine and it was called Hot Tag Zine. And I was so ready for this podcast to be called Hot Tag Podcast because I loved the way it sounded. But being the type 9 that I am, the peacemaker, I'm like, you guys decide. And whatever you want to do, I want to do.
To be fair,
go ahead with the rest of it. Because I wanted it to be called Hot Tag.
I know, but to be fair, I did Google. I had to Google every single name we ever thought of.
I know.
To make sure that nobody had them. And I loved Hot Tag. I was like, that's such a sick name. Then I Googled it and it was taken. Every kind of iteration.
Hot Tags.
The Z.
The Z. We're from the
Hot Tag girls. That's weird. But like everything I remember Googling, I'm like, is this a thing? Is this a thing?
Right.
And then again, Dugan, a friend, at a zine fest with Hot Tag, we're like, hey, what should our name be? And he was just like throwing stuff out and it didn't work. Something with the word babes at the time had been mentioned, and we're like, I don't know about that. And we're like, and then at first then it became Kayfabe Babes, and we're like, I don't know about that. I don't really like that, not the vibe. And then he comes back as Kayfabe Queens, and we're like, it's kind of cute.
I was like, it's all right. I honestly, full disclosure, was not down for it, but you liked it so much. I was like, all right, that's who we are now. But and then I did not want to be called Kayfabe Queens.
Is it too femme? I didn't want something super femme, and it ended up being
I didn't like the way it sounded. I love it now because that's who we are. This is who we are now.
And the first time
I was like, man, I wish it was something else.
That's fair.
Again, the number 9 in me was like, I'm not gonna rock the boat. Like, if this is who we are, it's who we are.
It's who we are. See,
I made a whole like sign gesture.
You did. The first, yeah, and now people just call us queens. And I remember the first time it happened, I was like, "This is weird."
I know, it is weird. Like, are you one of the queens? Kayfabe Queens?
Yes, kind of weird. Now it's funny. But just
now it is funny.
Now.
It is who we are now.
Yeah, it is. I think, I was like, that sounds okay. I think I was like, we can change it. Like after our first episode, if we hate it.
Yeah, if we're not happy with it, we can change it. I mean, I wasn't too thrilled about it, but I was just going with it because all I really wanted to do was have a podcast talking about wrestling. But like the name was fine. I was like, it's not like, ew, I don't want to be associated. It was more like I would have preferred it to be something else. But like now, hello, we're the Kayfabe Queens.
We're the Kayfabe Queens.
Kayfabe Queens.
Nobody asked about our song. We could talk about our song. Okay, well, this is also bleeds into what made you guys decide to do a podcast.
Talking about wrestling. Okay, here's an example. Here's just an example to give you context of how or why this happened. I finished my like classes for coding or whatever, and I said, if anybody wants to hang out, I'm gonna go celebrate and have a beer. And because Elle had invited me out, she's like, hey, I'm gonna be out, like, let's go out.
It's rare.
And this is recently, it's like a week ago. And yeah, and it's rare. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go have a beer with Elle. So I go and have the beer with her. It's like around the corner, so it's safe. I just walked home. But one of my coworkers or teachers showed up, and he's hanging out, and all we're doing is talking about wrestling. And I had told him before, oh, me and Elle host a podcast about wrestling. It was like wrestling, like pro wrestling. And we're like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So that happens, right? So I introduced him to the idea that we talk about wrestling. Fast forward. All we're talking about is wrestling. And I was like, see, this is exactly why we started a podcast, because all we do is talk about wrestling. Like at some point we'll talk about like life and things and la da 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 da. But then it goes back to, oh man, did you see this?
Because like, something will happen.
Did you hear this? Something always happens. And yeah. So to answer that question, that is why we started the podcast. It just really came from Al and I being in the same space together. We have to talk about something, gear, storylines. Have you heard of this wrestler? Everything. And like, did you watch this? Have you seen this YouTube channel? Have you heard this podcast? Like, it was always something wrestling related, and it just made sense. And to the point where our friends were observing that, going, it'd be cool if you guys started a podcast. I'm like, really? You think so?
Like, I don't know. You think people listen to us? I don't know.
What? Who would listen to that? No. You guys will have 3 listeners? Okay.
We legit, yeah, like our 5 friends will listen.
Our 5 friends?
That's
if
nice.
They have time.
Yeah. They'll have background noise. Thanks. Cool.
Go. I didn't know you were in here.
Oh, Kayfabe Kitty.
thought she was not in here. I closed the door.
Oh, I got one sleeping back here.
I see. She was sleeping, I guess. I must have woken her up with my loud voice.
But yeah, everyone was just
But
like,
yeah.
just do it. And we're like, okay. And then we had no idea. And
let me do some research. I'm going to Google a few things.
Yeah.
How to start a podcast.
Half of 2018 was us just every time we saw each other, like, do you know how to do this? Should we do this? I don't know.
I don't know the first thing about this.
And then we're like, let's do a zine. And then the zine really,
happened.
I think,
and that was fun.
Yeah, I think the zine struck it and been like, I guess we could do a show.
Yeah, I missed the zine. I would like to do it again.
Bring it back. Let's bring it back. We try to bring it back.
It'll come back.
Timing was right. It's coming back. It's come back. Hot tag zine. Oh no, back. There's a cat butt that was just all up in there. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, so sorry about that.
Sorry. Ma'am, you have to charge people for that. On the topic of our cats and animals, our favorite pupper. I got this question from our favorite pup, Roland the dog.
Roland asked us. Oh, love it.
Yes, I've been asked to ask this. Who are our favorite wrestling pets?
Well, that's a tough one.
Two paws.
Peter Avalon just got a bunny.
Oh,
so I think that's become my new favorite.
I did see
pet.
that.
He got a bun.
That's cute. I don't trust bunnies, but I love that.
Why?
Something about a bunny I don't really trust. I feel like they could turn on you at any moment. And I did. Okay, it's probably okay. It is a little bit of childhood trauma because there was this book series called Bunnicula where the bunny was a vampire. So like ever since I read this, I don't trust the bunny. Says the one who works.
Sorry, don't trust bunnies.
But we don't sell bunnies,
right?
So.
Who's your favorite pet? Who's your favorite wrestle pet?
Two Paws.
Two Paws. I knew you were gonna say Two
He's
Paws
rich.
because I was gonna say Two Paws. He's rich. He's got an audience. His name is Two Paws.
I also like Bailey's dog Flex, her little white dog.
Lita's dog. What's his name again?
The Kens.
The Kens. That's right.
So cute.
So cute. We love it.
What's Sasha's corgi?
Oh my God, Royce Isaac's little
Royce's new little dog. It has purple hair.
They always paint her hair. It's so cute. Little purple hair.
On the topic of restaurants wrecking crew, Jarrell has a really cute little doodle situation happening too.
He has a doodle. He's got a doodle. Yeah. The West Coast Wrecking Crew has some solid rest pets.
Rest pets. That's our new adjacent podcast where we talk about animals. I'm gonna copyright that right now.
Okay, good idea.
Or it's a zine. I don't know.
One or the other.
Paige has a really cute pit bull.
Oh, I love pibbles.
Yeah. His name's Lobster. His name is Lobster.
Oh my God.
He's adorable.
So cute.
That's all I could think of right now. But all of Natty.
And what's Fred? CM Punk's dog? I forgot his name.
Larry.
Oh, how could I forget? Larry.
He just posted a picture on Instagram.
No.
He posted Larry at the St. Louis Arch.
Arch? Oh, I love Larry.
Yes.
So funny.
I also love Zelina and Malachi Black's all their cats.
Oh
and
my
KO's
God, they have
cats.
an army. Well, so yeah, KO has an army of cats as well. They're cat people, which I appreciate, and that's why
this is our kind of people. We are
our kind of people.
We are cat people here. Sorry, we love doggos.
Right.
We love doggos.
Oh, I would love to have a doggo, but I don't have the space for a doggo. I barely have the space for my cattos.
You got two cats.
I got a little one. She's wild. The little one. I don't know what I'm gonna do about her. I'm gonna have a hard time with that one when she gets into her teen years.
Yes, you are. You truly are. I saw it on Halloween. They're my favorite I could keep talking about wrestler dogs. I feel like I'm sure there's ones I'm missing, but you know.
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah, everyone has great animals. A+.
I remember watching NXT, like the show they would have. Yeah, there she is. The show they would have, and I remember Tyler Breeze rescuing his dog from like the facilities, and like the dog was just like abandoned there. You know, it was just like a strayed pup, and he was like, "Well, I'm taking it." And like
Still
that's
has
how
a
we
dog.
got that dog.
He still has that
I
dog.
love that. I know. And I just think it's a beautiful thing that we got to witness that.
I love that.
It's so cute.
Love Tyler Breeze.
Yes. What did you say?
Uh-oh.
Ma'am, I'm recording.
Oh gosh.
It's very talkative sometimes.
Yeah, those are our favorite wrestlers. Those are great questions.
Great question.
All across the board. But yeah, I feel good
Is that
about
all?
that's all the questions. Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
I was thinking though, we were talking about it. We got a question last night on our Instagram live, which we're still in the middle of our Instagram live series. Follow us on there for more friends. More fun friends will be appearing all month long. From I think it was those Western girls asked like our favorite moments and things during of this podcast. I think we kind of touched on it, but like yeah, I think
revisit it. Let's do it.
Our first interviews are really fun. I think like our first Best of the West show, fun. I think I but I did mention it. Slapping the worst looking everything. It's my favorite moment.
Yes.
Still feuding, still beefing. I will avenge them getting water thrown on me during a show.
Yes. I
still. Yes. Thank you.
It will not be forgotten.
No. I will be avenged. I will get my vengeance. But stuff like that is really fun.
Yeah. Well, for me, like we got to travel together for the first time this year for SummerSlam. And that was the first time we had like a wrestling weekend together as like a podcast, but as friends.
Yeah.
Because I mean, every event I had gone with like ex-boyfriends. And they were great, fun, best time. I mean, I met Kenny Omega at one point, like they were good times for sure. But this was really special because like it was the first time you and I, just by ourselves, no other people, got to experience wrestling like together. Like we traveled together and we were on the road together. Like, it was like super cool. We got to stay in a creepy hotel. And we went to an indie show and we went to a SummerSlam. Like, it was just it was a great wrestle weekend. I've had good wrestle weekends, don't get me wrong, but that was such a fun one because we got to do it together.
Yeah. And we're both just like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I have like, we're going to this, but like, what do you want to do before? I don't care. It's the first time we ever traveled together and it's the most time we've ever spent with each other and we still like each other. I was really worried.
Here's the thing though. This was the thing that you worried about. It's like, if I'm annoying you at any point, let me know. And this is coming from like, I'm sure an anxious mindset of like, oh, she's mad at me. She's really quiet right now. You're reading so much into everything. And I get it. I totally get it because I've been on the other end of that. I know what that feels like when you're like, you say something and they don't respond the way you had hoped they would. So you think they're mad at you. But, I have no problem reassuring you. Like, I swear I'm not mad at you. I'm just really tired, okay, you're not the problem, believe me, and so we got to learn a lot about each other in that way. And like, I didn't realize that was such a thing for you, that you felt so like you had to preface the whole trip with like, if I'm irritating you, I'm so sorry. I was like, what are you? We haven't even hit the road yet. Like, relax, let's have fun.
I just know I get very excited. I'm very excitable at wrestling weekends. And then I just don't know, like, again, it was our first time traveling.
I have no problem saying, yo, turn it down.
Like, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. But that didn't even have to happen because I get excited too. And I'm like, we screamed so many times. It's a good thing we were alone because I'm sure, if we had company, they'd have been like, what is their problem?
Oh, I'm sorry, not sorry to everyone sitting next to us at GCW.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. My voice will never recover from that weekend. I ruined your voice. That's how much fun we had.
I just remember waking up that Sunday and you're like, are you awake? I was like, yeah. Sounding like a Luna Vachon. Like, I was so
permanently damaged my vocal cords from that weekend. That's how much fun I had. So yeah, it was a good time. It was a really good time.
I was just worried because we never traveled. So I was like, how will this work? You know, when you don't travel with them, like we know each other, but we haven't spent like a whole like 72 hours together where we're the only people we hang out with. So I was like,
but I feel like, I feel like we're in a point in our lives as adults that, you know, you can tell your friend like, hey, I'm not in a good mental space for that right now. And I know that you can receive that and go, understood, I get it. And you're not going to feel like personally attacked by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And vice versa. You can tell me, hey, I'm not in a really good mental space for that information right now. Like, you know, and then like we're just in the point of our lives where it's going to take a whole lot for me to be upset with you. Like you know, and we're too grown for that. And it's not about grown. We're just too grown for that. Like, you know, it's unnecessary drama. Like, I am not trying to have drama in my life. You're trying not to have drama in your life. And like, if I'm truly in a place where I'm just really tired and I don't want to hear it or whatever, like, I don't have a problem telling you that. And vice versa. You shouldn't have a problem telling me. You know, that's just good communication. It's a healthy friendship to be able to say, like, this is a little bit too much for me right now. Can we talk about this another time? You know, and like, that didn't even have to happen. It was more like just reassuring you, like, you're not in trouble. I'm not mad at you, I swear. You know?
Yeah. It's just new stuff. It's weird for me.
Grown-up stuff.
Look at us, adults.
It's not even grown-up stuff, because there are grown-ups who are just unhealthy, but it's good, just healthy attitudes and good mental health. Just I support you and I want you to be happy, and I'm willing to put up with like shady ass people in a club so that you can meet your mans, because that was important for that to happen. It had to happen.
Yes, we spent a lot of time in that dark Las Vegas. The space. We spent a lot of time in the space.
It was okay though. Like,
ultimately
I look back on it and it was like, it was such a fun memory. And like, what is time? What is time anyway? Like, I'll spend some time waiting in line. As long as people aren't being shitty, I will spend time in line with my friend. And we just talk about wrestling.
We went to karaoke.
Oh my God.
That's truly one of my favorites.
So fun. It was so fun.
Me yelling at you. That's my friend.
I like
not a sip of alcohol yet.
Okay. Karaoke is fun.
It was fun. All wrestling should have karaoke is what we should strive for.
That's a consensus. We should, if no one's organizing it, let us know. We will put a karaoke show together. I got mics, I got a speaker, I got a laptop. That's really all you need.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So
how long have we been recording? What's it looking like?
I think we should end. I probably should end this. You gotta go eat dinner.
I already ate. I fit it in.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. No, we've been going for a while, but I think we talked about it, celebrated enough.
Any last thoughts? Insights? It's our anniversary.
I know, it's crazy. I just I know we keep talking about it, but I'm just proud of us. I feel like we have grown a lot. I feel like there was times where we're just like, I don't know what we're doing. We're getting together
just on talking. Personal levels.
Yeah, we're just people. There'd be times where we would talk about stuff and we're just like not feeling it. We're like, oh, we have to. But I think we're in a good place where we're like, do you want to do something? No. Do you feel like talking about this? No. Do you want to do this? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How about this? You know?
Okay.
And now we're very comfortable in our spots. And do you like this? No, I don't like this. Okay. Do you want me to do it this way? Sure. Do you want to talk to this person? Nah. You know,
yeah.
I think we have
even
a good
just
rhythm.
Like our growth as human beings too. Like I think we probably both came from a place of self-negative talk. Mm-hmm. And you know, I was trying to heal from that because I want to at some point learn to love myself fully. And I would hear you say negative things about you. And like the way I would kind of look at it was like, you're my friend and I love you. How dare you talk about my friend that way? You know, and like these are just like, this is why the podcast has brought us together like this. Like, we're spending a lot of time together, we're going to wrestling shows together, we're talking, we are planning of what we're going to do, but we're also getting to know each other on a very personal level, not just like surface level of I love wrestling, but it's like really getting to know you as a person and how great you are. But also, I don't want to hear you saying like, I'm a trash human being, or like I just not going to put up with it anymore. And like I was like, how dare you talk about my friend that way? First of all, she's not trash. So don't you dare tell her, talk to her or talk about her like that, you know? And that really, that helped me also though, like stop the negative self-talk of like, I'm an idiot or like, what? I'm so stupid, you know? And like really believe that I'm capable of the things I didn't think I was capable of. And that was just like, how can I push that on you if I'm not applying it to myself? You know what I mean? And so like the podcast has really, yes, I've gone to therapy. I put it on pause for a minute, but doing this and being in these spaces has really taught me a lot about having like that belief in yourself. And even just kind of like talking to Ella last night about like, what is the hardest part for you? And it's like really comparing yourself to other people's successes. And a quote that I had recently heard and that I keep replaying to myself is that comparison is a thief of joy, because I had to put that to my coworkers. We all compare ourselves with each other, like, oh, yours is way better than mine and hers is way better than his. And it's like, it really robs us of the experience of just like, look how cool it is that we're learning this though, you know? And like, and so when I don't want to compare myself to Ella or anybody else, like, or Alex or, you know, the wrestling girls and rest friends, because we're on our own journey and we're having fun. And like, when we start looking over there, we're forgetting what's in front of us. And that's what the podcast has really taught me. And our friendship has really taught me. And so I'm so appreciative and grateful for like all the experiences we've had, but also how cool is our future? Like, because there are going to be so many cool things that we're going to do.
Oh, there's a lot happening.
So many. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, there's going to be travel. We are going to New Japan at some point. It's happening.
We're going to New Japan. Well, we're going to New Japan Strong next weekend, just by the time this airs.
Oh, well, that, yeah.
But we're going to go to Japan.
In Japan.
Well, are we going to Wrestle Kingdom? One day?
Someday. Wrestle Kingdom someday. We might shoot. It's possible.
Anything is possible.
I'm putting it out there because that is not even something I thought until now. It's like, why even just go to Chicago? Let's go to Wrestle Kingdom. Fuck it.
Those are see. Over the past like year, we've gotten really into our astrology and spirituality. So that is your guides telling you, hey, you can go to Japan. I feel like that was meant to be.
Ma'am.
Yeah, that was your guides.
Why are you looking at so little? Like, look far. Like, oh shoot, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, let's go to Japan.
We got a lot of people telling us, are you going to come here? Are you come here? And like, I love that. You know, I'm excited. I'm excited for our future. I'm excited that we started this because we didn't really know each other when we did this.
No, we're like, not in the way we do now.
No, we just were like, you like wrestling? Cool. You know, we have the same friends. Like, we didn't know much about each other. And now here we are.
Here we are.
Look at us. Look at us.
Look at us.
That's
having so much fun. But yeah, I mean, I'm really thankful. I'm grateful to anybody who supports us. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I'm sure from the bottom of Al's heart. Like, your support means the world to us. And if you were listening or not listening, we're still going to do it. But the fact that anybody listens just means so much. We're so grateful, and like, we're so excited to bring more content as our lives change and allow more space for wrestling. I'm just excited for what's to come. I don't even know what's to come, but I'm so excited about it. And you guys should be too, because we're going to bring you some really good content.
I'm excited. I also, just like before we end it, like when we started, I would think I was very content in life. And then we started this, and then we met all of our friends and wrestlers who were very supportive. And I'm like, this is it. I think I feel so at home with wrestling, and I know this is the path that I want to take. Somehow, some way, this feels home. I do she always is like, you do so much. I'm like, yeah, but it brings me joy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing this and it's making me happy when I have like 3 messages from
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
and I'm trying to schedule
I
something.
know that. You're a Virgo.
You know?
I look at it and I'm like, 3 messages. Oh, wait, let me just throw this in the trash and I'll just go look at it later. You are like, boop, 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 answered, hey, we're doing a show on this. Hey, don't forget we're gonna go here. Hey, and I'm like, if it wasn't for you, this ship would not sail.
I've just discovered a joy in doing this show and talking to wrestlers and creating content that I didn't know. Like, I was like, I'm just gonna do a show, and I didn't know how much work was involved. I didn't know if it would have 2 episodes or none,
or how much you have to get out of your comfort zone. Like,
yeah,
you can't be on your phone the whole time. Like, you have to engage.
yeah. And like asking people. I think the change in our show from being like, we're gonna be fun, happened this year with getting more wrestlers on, and me being like, should we ask people to be on our show, and do you think they'd want to talk to us? I had a thing in mind where like, I have to be at this is like going back to like, you know, judging other people. I'm like, I have to be at X amount of followers and numbers for people to want to talk to me.
Comparing yourself.
Yeah, I have to be at this high level and then people will want to talk to me. And then you were like, just ask them, and I'm like, okay.
I know, so easy for me, just ask them. I'm
like
not even doing anything.
Says the one who won't talk to people.
Take my own advice.
IRL.
Take my own advice. What's the worst that could happen? Oh god.
And I'm like, I did it. And I remember,
I'm sorry,
first time I ever asked anybody on our show, and you were like, I was like, I did it. And I like ran away from my phone. I literally had to run away. I did it, sent a message. I freaked out. It was like asking a boy out. It was not a good time. But I got over it. And we've had
this is why I don't
guests.
like Bumble. I don't do dating apps, but when I downloaded Bumble and I was like, wait, I have to delete out of here.
It's too much work. I don't want to.
So I can relate to that. Yeah, it's like, ew, no.
Yeah, no. But I feel like after we did that, but yeah, absolutely not. I was like, oh, I was like, okay, because it's different asking your friends one, you know, if I'm like, hey, I already know you. Hey, do you want to be on my show? That's different than someone.
The rejection doesn't hurt as much if they can't be on the show.
Hey, I'm busy. I'm like, great. I get that. Love that for you, you know, but somebody I respect,
no worries. Don't even worry about it.
Having like guests on that we respect.
I'm
like, okay.
Oh, I know. Not that we don't admire.
Oh yeah. No.
Just to clarify.
Yeah. But like, I think that changed, and now I'm like, it's still very hard for me to ask people on our show, but I'm getting better. I'm trying to be.
You're getting so good at it, Elle.
I'm trying to be professional. Such a good job. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
That's right. It's not like, we have a PR firm or anything like that. You're a one-woman show technically, because I do the bare minimum, which I will work on. I told you, if you need me to do anything, let me know. I will do as much as I'm capable of doing.
Yeah.
Because I do put a lot on you.
It's fine. I put it on myself too. I should learn to delegate. It's
just like, you're like, hey, so-and-so asked. And like, you could be like, hey, you need to check the email more or something.
I'm literally at work and I'm like eating a sandwich and sending messages, but it's also just how my brain works.
Oh my god, that's so stressful. That doesn't stress you out though?
No. I like made a full graphic for our live at our the one for Ella the other day. I made that on my lunch while I was like eating chips, and I was just like, I'm a Virgo.
You're
I like
a Virgo.
But like also that it's not work. When I'm at work, that's work. That is like
work.
That's pulling teeth. This is I'm like,
that's sucking your soul out.
And
that's giving you life.
It's like my little energy pack. Like when we go to wrestling, I tell you, battery life goes up. Yeah, I'm full power on the coins.
You won up,
Yeah.
get a new life.
Oh, man, yeah. Just it's me, Mario. Yeah.
Mario.
Mario.
Waluigi. I'll be Waluigi.
Oh my gosh, she'd be so cute. I wanted Princess Peach, but nobody ever let me.
Well, oh, I'll be Daisy. You could be Peach.
We'd be so cute. Anyway.
It would be super cute. Anyway, off topic. So, yeah, back to it. I'm proud. I'm so happy where we are. Happy 3rd anniversary and like too many more. Like, I don't want to stop anytime soon. I'm really enjoying myself. I hope you are. And, you know, like I said, we've grown. We know how to talk to each other. It's going good. And I'm stoked. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here.
That's your motto. Just get your
That's what, I'm just happy to be here.
Ooh, 2022. I want merch.
That's the goal. We'll have merch.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have merch.
Merch.
Yes.
A website.
I could make that happen.
It's your job. Technically.
Technically, I'm learning how to do that. So I could make something happen. I'm learning a lot of cool things. So actually,
so
yeah.
proud of you.
Let's make that. Yeah, thank you. I'm proud of you too. Like, I didn't used to think I was smart. Smart, S-M-O-R-T.
You're very smart.
But I'm doing something I really love, and I'm like, wow, I know how to do this. This is so cool. So, yeah, that's my own personal leveling up. But yeah, let's see if we have a website coming 2022. We'll have merch. Oh, all the merch, M-O-R-C-H.
Maybe viewing parties.
Oh, that would be great. I would love to host a viewing party. Given let's see how cases go. Things go down. If we get a big enough space, we can have a hosting party.
Mm-hmm.
Karaoke will be involved, of course.
Always.
So let's manifest that. If you guys are watching and that sounds like something you want to do, get vaccinated, get your booster, encourage your family to do it. Let's get safe. Let's minimize those hospitalizations. Let's get the rates low, and then we can start doing that stuff. We can really start planning it out. Because there's a hesitation right now, won't do it. But if things look good by the middle of the year, let's do it.
We'll see. We'll see what the year plans. But I just want us to have more fun, meet cool people, talk about wrestling.
Yeah, talk a bunch of wrestling. Sorry, I've been drinking. This is very high percentage.
What are you drinking? Oh, I just had a coffee.
Blueberry. It's so good. Sorry. If you watch the show from the top to the bottom, you'll see the progression.
She's fine.
Cheers, you guys. Cheers, you guys.
We did used to drink a lot on the show.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that because we're adults.
We're adults. I could do that if I want. I'm not driving anywhere.
You're in your own home.
I'm in my own home. How should we wrap it up?
Oh,
put a big beautiful bow on it. What are we doing?
Oh man, I wish we had some more bubbly.
Oh my god, that's one of my favorite scenes. That's in the opening credits. You opening the bubbly and us screaming, ah! So funny.
That's how we started 2020.
It's true. It's so funny.
Oh my god.
Scream, ah!
Almost lost an eye on that futon.
It was so funny. That was so great.
Oh my gosh.
Also recording together. Maybe no more Zoom calls.
Yes.
2022. We're back on the couch, or maybe we have a studio.
Ooh. Manifestation.
Ooh. Why aren't we? We got to be thinking big.
Fake chin, fake beard. You would have a curly mustache.
Sideburns. Mutton chops. Yes.
If you
plans.
Thank you. If you have listened to this whole show,
this far,
or if you've listened at any point in the past 3 years to our shenanigans.
Yes, why are we like this? I don't know.
But I'm just happy.
I'm
I
just happy
love
to be
it.
here.
I love you. I love this show.
I
love
love
the community.
you, and I
love
love our show. I love what we've created. I love our community. You're right. You are 100% right. And yeah, I just everything we do is just fun for me, and I have a great time doing it. And I'm so thankful I have such an amazing partner in crime in this. And I know like solo podcasts are probably a lot easier to do.
Oh yeah.
And that getting our schedules together is hard. But man, I'm just so thankful I have you to do this with.
Me too. I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else. I feel like, okay, I'm going to be honest. There was a point before we started, I was like, what if I just do a show by myself? Would that be entertaining? And you know, these are things that popped up in my head. And I was like, no. And then we joined forces. Who knows?
We joined forces.
Yeah.
Like a Voltron. Well, just two. Dish.
We're more of Boss and Hug connection.
There you go. That's right. That's right.
You're the Sasha to my Bailey.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah, we should end it on that.
Okay, let's end it.
3 years. Here's to year 4.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, guys.
Year 4 is gonna be sick. I'm excited. More vlogs, more travel, all of it. More interviews.
4 horsemen.
More time.
I don't know.
There's only 2 of us though.
Well, like double the trouble.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm at this point, I'm a little drunk.
Cool. I should
I say where you can find me?
Yeah, we're just take it over. Just take it over. Oh Lord. Yes. Where are you on the internet?
We will never end if I don't initiate this.
Let's go.
Okay. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter at DaftPansy. Hopefully we do some more content like on Twitch. I am gonna start a Twitch actually, just on a personal level, because I'm restarting my island for Animal Crossing. And if you know anything about Animal Crossing, you know that there's a new update with new characters introduced. I gotta get in on that, but I need a new island first. So once I get a nice monitor set up, I'm gonna be doing some streaming. I'll have Fridays off these next couple of months, so hopefully I could fill my Friday with that kind of activity. So follow me on Twitch. Hey Emelia, Hey, my name Emelia, no underscore. And I will try to get that set up. I'm gonna ask Trent next time we see him. Yo, I need some Twitch recommendations. Like, what would you advise me to do? Because I'm gonna start it soon. And I took my Instagram off private, so if you want to creep, you can creep. You can see it. There's not a lot to see on there. Al, what can we see? Where can we find you?
Listen, that's not true. You have quality cat content on your Instagram.
I got quality cat content.
Top tier. You can find me on Instagram at Al__2 _. Find me on Twitter at Kayfabe Al. Probably gonna change that. Always find the show on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of the things. Bless you. Follow us all at Kayfabe Queens. We technically have a Twitch that's, once we figure it out, we'll maybe some viewings.
We could do some streaming. Yeah,
we'll do some stuff. That's a goal. I'm an old millennial, so I don't know what I'm doing, but we'll figure it out.
I'm an older millennial, and I kind of know what I'm doing.
I'm not gonna say geriatric millennial because that's offensive.
Oh no, I am a geriatric millennial. It's true. I have no shame. You know, I've always been told, don't tell people how old you are. But if you ask, I will tell you, I'm a geriatric millennial.
And you will be
Let's
shocked.
just say Janine Garofalo is one of my heroes. And if you even know who she is, then you're old too.
I was just talking about Janine Garofalo recently.
Love her. I wanted to be Janine Garofalo so bad when I was a kid.
An icon.
I feel like I do channel some of her vibes. I'm hoping. I want to guess she was a Scorpio. She looks like she was a Scorpio.
We'll figure that out after this.
Anyway, that's neither here or there. Thank
like,
you for
subscribe,
watching.
share. Please do all of the things. Yes. Listen, all of the things. Please rate us. Please subscribe. Please tell your
Thank you
friends
for
about these two
listening.
weirdos.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being our friends. Ba-da-bum. And that's it. Bye,
Hey.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.